And those squeaks, rattles and groans.
Start from Roger Nagel. Off and running in Kentucky Derby 126. Hal's Hope broke like a rocket. He takes the lead. Wheel away, flashing good speed up the inside. They're quickly joined by Trippy, and Trippy takes over by a deck now. Hal's Hope second, Wheel away third, Captain Steve fourth. More Than Ready came away fifth. Graham Hall moves up to the outside in sixth place now, and they're followed by Exchange Rate. He's before wide around the first turn. The Deputy moves up into the leading group now, and they're followed by High Yield, and he's caught 4 wide around that turn. Commendable is up close early as well. Around the first turn they go. Hal's Hope 3 parts of a length in front, being pressed by Trippy to his outside in second. Arkansas Derby winner Graham Hall is third. More Than Ready saving ground along the inside in fourth. High Yield loops up 3 wide from fifth. Exchange Rate 6. Captain Steve is 4 lengths off the pace. Then Wheel Away's next up the inside. They're followed by Commendable, War Chant next at the rail. Then it's the Deputy. He's got 9 to make up, followed by China Visit. 2.5 back. It's Fusa Ichi Pegasus. He's 9 lengths off the pace, but moving steadily now. It's a gap of a couple farther back now. In the colors of Aptitude, and Aptitude has got 10 to make up. Up the inside comes Venice. Then part of the entry, Carul is next. He's got 12 to make up, a gap of 5 to Deputy Warlock. From the back of the pack, Impeachment starts to pick it up now, and the trailer long shot, Ron Todd. Round the far turn, Hal's Hope, Hill's still there. On the outside comes Trippy to challenge in second. Captain Steve makes his move. There goes Captain Steve, 3 wide. More Than Ready gets set down for the drive. Long shot, Wheel Away is hanging tough. China Visit cranks it up on the far outside, and here comes Fusa Ichi Pegasus along with Aptitude. They head for home, and Captain Steve taking the lead 4 wide. Long shot, Wheel Away comes over into Captain Steve, and More Than Ready gets the rail run. Here comes the big horse Fusa Ichi Pegasus, and Fusa Ichi Pegasus storming home on the outside. Fusa Ichi Pegasus will hit the front. Aptitude try to run him down. Fusa Ichi Pegasus wins Kentucky Derby 126. Aptitude ran second, tight for third. Either Impeachment with a late run or More Than Ready, and the running time was fast, 2:01 flat.
Well, the favourite's home, and the $4 million yearling purchase has been able to recoup some of that massive outlay for his Japanese owner. Long way to go yet, but can you imagine his stud value? In the time it took to run that Derby, his stud value has escalated to dizzy heights. Tony, what a ride by Kent Decimo.
Oh, it was magic, wasn't it, Tappy? He was, I think he was last coming out of the straight, that horse, last or second last. You could see him on the screen there, and virtually the entire field was in front of him. He saved ground for the entire 2,000 metres or so, and eased at the top of the straight and just went whoosh.
Well, wasn't it a ride of composure?
No, it was.
You know, he never for 1 second looked panicky.
No, it was an arrogant sort of ride. He knew what sort of a horse he was on, and we saw that in the last 200 metres. That is a serious racehorse.
He's one of the most experienced jockeys in the United States. I can remember seeing him ride at Hollywood Park 10 years ago. He was highly regarded then.
Yep, and there he is charging to the line. Great big lump of a horse, as the caller said. He must be well over 17 hands.
Aptitude has run second, and it's a photo for third. Fusa Ichi Pegasus, Aptitude, and a photo for third. High Yield never got on the track, 3 and 4 deep all the way, one of D. Wayne Lucas's.
Yeah, did it pretty tough. The second horse was a good run, Aptitude. He was well back too. He's a son of AP Indy. And he was only stepping out for his 6th start as well, Aptitude, winner of a maiden race prior to this, and he did chase home Fusa Ichi Pegasus in the Wood Memorial at their previous start, so the form's pretty good out of that race.
We talked about Fusa Ichi Pegasus' temperament earlier today. He's been responsible for all sorts of antics in the last few weeks, but he appeared to be on his absolute best behaviour.
Yep, trainer Neil Drysdale, he's just tuned him to perfection for this race today, the crowning point of his career, and it is Neil Drysdale's crowning point, I suppose, in a long career as a trainer, an Englishman. He used to be the assistant trainer to Charlie Whittingham. And I think it was Neil Drysdale's first runner in the Derby. He had AP Indy. He used to train AP Indy, and unfortunately that horse was scratched when favourite for the Derby on the morning of the race.
Now, Tony, look at him here and try to imagine him when he lets down when he goes to stud. He's already got that stallion's crest, and he is by Mr. Prospector out of a Danzig mare. He's just won the Kentucky Derby. What is he worth?
I'd say 20 million. You start off at 20 million.
Yeah,
or so.
start at 20. But look at the way he's arching the neck and that stallion's crest that he's already starting to develop at 3 years of age. What a beautiful horse he'll be.
Yeah, well, you can see why they did shell out $4 million for him as a yearling, because he's just the epitome of the perfect racehorse, isn't he?
He's got that attractive white marking and a rather composed Kent Desormeaux, looking as though he's just won a maiden at Kickatinalong rather than one of the great horse races in the world. Now, we're hoping we can go back to Churchill Downs in just a moment. Now, bracket 1, third, Tony, horses involved there.
Sure was. Well, you had 4 horses running for the bracket there, and it is number 1, but Impeachment was the horse that notched third, trained by Todd Pletcher. He was one of the 4 runners for Todd, and Impeachment boxed on quite strongly closer to the rail there, I think it was, but certainly no threat to the winner, Fusaichi Pegasus. He killed him.
I just can't get over the ride by Kent Desormeaux. I mean, he was third last on the fence going into the back straight, and I don't think he left the rail until about the 500 metres mark.
No, didn't make a move on the horse until they got to the around the home turn. They were just coming off the bend where he deftly angled the horse about 6 or 7 deep, hooked across heels and cut the big fellow loose, and that was the end of the Derby for 2000.
Now Kent Desormeaux starts to reveal his innermost feelings, clenched fist, broad smile, and no doubt heart pounding like a bass drum.
Yeah. Well, he's certainly composed there, the horse too. There's no problems with him coming back to scale after that performance.
I think Kent Desormeaux has already ridden a Derby winner, Tony, and it may have been Thunder Gulch, but don't hold me to that.
Yeah, it could well have been, but he's been one of the ace jockeys there for a long time, hasn't he, Ken?
You know, the old-fashioned Australian jockeys who used to kick and wear those little blunt spurs would have been in big trouble with those saddlecloths. They'd have torn them to shreds.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd double as a tablecloth.
What number is it again, Tappy? 12, isn't it?
Yeah. Kent Desormeaux overcome now as he walks back on Fusaichi Pegasus, a horse that's been noted for roguish behaviour. One of his party tricks is to spot something in the distance, stop and refuse to move until he's ready, and sometimes that takes 3 or 4 minutes. But not today. He's like an old gelding.
Yeah, he is very composed there, and that's the way you like to see horses if they're going to turn into stallions, I suppose. You don't want him jumping all over the place. Lovely attitude like that.
Tony, he's a longer horse in front than he is behind. He's got a long rein, but he's rather short behind the saddle. Yeah,
just a touch smaller there, but he's just a wonderful athlete, isn't he, Tappy? Look at the outlook. He's got presence, the look of eagles, as they say.
OK, we'll rerun the action from the top of the lane and just watch this favourite blow him away. Here's Desormeaux skillfully, deftly guiding the favourite into clear territory, and here he comes now.
Wheel away comes over into Captain Steve, and more than ready gets the rail run. Here comes the big horse, Fusaichi Pegasus, and Fusaichi Pegasus storming home on the outside. Fusaichi Pegasus will hit the front. Aptitude trying to run him down. Fusaichi Pegasus wins Kentucky Derby 126. Aptitude ran second, tight for third. Either Impeachment with a late run or more than ready, and the running time was fast, 2:01 flat.
2:01.
2:01. That's what we wanted to hear. 2:01. They're about a second and a half outside the record established many years ago by the Great Horse Secretariat. Closest to him was Northern Dancer, 2 minutes flat.
Yeah, and well, they went lickety-split, didn't they, Tappy? That's what we anticipated. They always go extremely fast in the Derby there, and it set the race up for a closer like the winner. I think he's the first favourite to win the race in about 20 years or so. It's been a bit of a mock, the favourite.
1979 was the last.
Yep.
So it's not a punter's race.
No, not at all. This year it was that.
All right, and so concludes our special coverage of the Run for the Roses. Thank you for getting up early to join us for one of the world's greatest sporting events and a worthy winner Fusaichi Pegasus, brilliantly ridden by Kent Desormeaux, trained by Neil Drysdale, a Hall of Fame trainer, by the way. He was inducted into the American Racing Hall of Fame just a few years ago. We'll be back at 9:30 with Racing Retro, and we'll have a full rerun of the Kentucky Derby in that particular program. Thank you for joining us. See you soon.